Such a peaceful intro. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night. Holy smokes, Barry coming in with the channel membership. 23 months. Dude, thank you so much. Almost 2 years of being a Slapshot Pops channel member. That is amazing. Man, we got a lot of great people here in the house. 3 minutes late? We were dealing with Vince's technical difficulties. You know, when we get started, that's when we're here. You know, I see there's some people coming in, so you know, 9:03. That's not too bad. Oh, Travis coming in at 8 months. What's going on, Travis? Hope you're doing well. Got Velvet in the house. What's up, Colin? Going on, Martin. We got Dave in the building. What's up, Dave? Always great to see you. We got Susan, Temple Boys. Oh, thank you. Had to rock the Fantastic Four, even though I feel like as soon as the movie drops, nobody cares about it anymore. But I haven't seen Fantastic Four yet, so I'm still excited for it whenever we get around to seeing it. What's up, Evelyn? So great to see you. Hope you're having a great week. What's going on, Jetman? Vince always has technical difficulties. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a little rough tonight. So, but he's swapping out computers, so he should be good here in just a moment. More like Fantastic Five. Oh, true. Yeah, true. With Franklin, right? Wow. Holy smokes. Travis just gifted 5 Slapshot Pops channel memberships. So congratulations to the 5 people that were gifted. It looks like Ladies Gallery got one, Allie got one, 88 Hoverboard got one, and then Aiden and Bales got memberships. Wow. Thank you so much, Travis. Congratulations to the 5 people who just got a month of being a channel member. That's amazing. Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about that 750-piece Mass Starkiller. That looks so good. Can't wait to break it down. But let me bring in, we got Josh backstage. So let me bring in Josh, and we'll get this party officially started. And then whenever Vince decides to join us, we'll, of course, add him in. But Professor Josh in the building, everybody.
What's going on, everyone?
John is Human Torch, Josh is the Thing, and Vince as Mr. Fantastic. What do we think about that casting right there?
Interesting. Who would be, would Joanna be then?
Invisible Woman?
Invisible Woman.
Oh, Temple Boy's coming in as a member now for 6 months. Look at that, Mike. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate all you guys who are channel members. It means the world, guys. Oh, Albie says, even if Vince spent the $15K from the Ronald McDonald charity on his internet/computer, somehow he'd still have technical difficulties. Ouch. That was rough. Bree can be Sue Storm. Yeah, there you go. Bree can be it for sure. But tonight we are going to be talking about, it's like the post-game show here for San Diego Comic-Con. How do you think San Diego Comic-Con went? Or I guess I should say this, Josh. How did San Diego Comic-Con go for you? And then we can kind of get the perspective of like how Funko did as a company.
I mean, I think overall it went pretty good. I mean, it went smooth for me, what I needed to get and do and all that kind of stuff. I think overall I didn't have a ton I was going to grab. So, you know, those are always good things there too. So I got what I needed and then got, you know, a few extras and that kind of thing. So overall, I think it went pretty well. I mean, I still have to unbox our stuff that came in from Funko Shop.
Yeah, we just got our Huckleberries today, which I'm pretty excited to rip into.
Yeah, I got the Huckleberries. I got some other stuff, so I'm excited about that.
I mean, that's the most important part. Like, we're collectors first, so as long as you're able to get everything that you want. In years past, obviously, there's been some stuff that's been tough to get or we weren't able to get. So, I mean, that's good to hear from the get-go.
I was surprised that, you know, Funko did their one panel, but they didn't have a big Hall H thing. You know, that's the thing. They missed out on their big Hall H piece there. But other than that, I think overall, I heard good things about like people getting stuff at the booth, and you know, the lines were just the regular lines. I didn't hear any craziness, that kind of thing. So I think overall it went pretty smooth. They did have that like Biddy City or whatever going on.
Yeah.
Kind of focused on a little bit of that stuff.
Vince, you look good. You're looking good. Coming in clear.
John, I don't feel good. Do you know what I'm saying? This happened last week, and you guys probably thought I was just trying to get out of here. Last week, after like the whole stream went good, everything was fine. We get off. We're talking for about 35 seconds. My thing cut out. I'm not exaggerating right now. Right before, as soon as I came on, was I good for like 2 seconds?
Something.
Maybe 2 seconds. Yeah,
2 seconds.
maybe
2 seconds. I'm talking to you, and the thing, something says malfunction, and the internet goes down, and I got to do my laptop again. It's super frustrating. But you know what? My head's gigantic. It looks like it's dark in here. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic. And I would not want to be anywhere other than with everybody here right now.
You're here. You look good. You sound good. We're going to rock and roll. Pookie, thank you so much for becoming a Slapshot Pops channel member. We really appreciate you signing up. Welcome, Pookie. If you guys do sign up, remember, as a channel member, you get exclusive access to our private group chats over on Instagram. So, Pookie, Fancy, if you have Instagram, please message us over there so we can get you added to one of our amazing group chats. A couple other comments that I wanted to highlight really quick. Dunk's Domain says, sorry, I have to go, but I was able to grab those beautiful Fantastic Four biddies that'll look great with my 6-inch Galactus. Also, what would you rate this SDCC out of 10?
That's a good question.
Well, how about you guys go first? What do you think? 1 to 10.
You can go first.
I mean, out of 10, I'd probably like, I guess maybe a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Like, there was enough variety for everyone. We had some limited pieces. We had some, we don't usually have like a chase variety of stuff too as well. So we had kind of like that, like chase after like the limited Huckleberries and things like that. So I think, I give it a 7. I think they had a good enough variety and nothing crazy though. No Freddy, man. It's always disappointing when there's con with no Freddy.
Oh, Carl, we're definitely going to hit this in a couple minutes here. Yeah. So hold on to that comment. We're definitely going to hit it. Vince, what do you think?
I mean, out of 10, let me scooch back a little bit because my face is just too big right now. Listen, out of 10, you know what? For SDCC, personally, I'm usually Mr. Positive. I'm like at a 5 because, no, I'm at a 5 because listen, maybe the experience, I wasn't there. Like, I'm not going to say anything about the experience because I wasn't there. I can't comment on all of that. But this was by far the least excited I was for SDCC just because there was did I buy anything? I don't think I bought one thing, which is absolutely insane to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's not insane from the perspective of like, if there's nothing that you wanted to pick up for your collection, then
it's weird. But you know what? Listen, since I started back in 2019 and then 2020, and like, I've not had one SDCC that I was not excited about multiple things. We could go back and check all the, like, I would have liked to have gone back and looked at our SDCC, like, PFOs before the con. There just was nothing for me this year. And I think it was weird having Fundays that much earlier because I like Fundays. I was really happy with the Freddies, but like, I like that week of having it all in that, you know what I'm saying? It builds the excitement. I think
from a hype and collecting standpoint, yes, it's very exciting. But from a budgeting perspective, I really liked it spread out.
Yeah, and I'm not going to kill them for that. For me, the lineup was just, it didn't feel very like, and maybe because of some of these limited release drops that we've had through the year now, the NFT stuff has been so good. Like, there's been some really great stuff, and I know we'll talk about what they announced for this month's limited pieces, but it was just underwhelming. It was just very underwhelming for me. And again, maybe it was because everything else was so great.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. For me, I'm right in the middle. For me, it's a 6.
Look at me.
I got to give them an extra point for the clamshells, which Pop Stop and Albie both pointed out. The clamshells I thought was phenomenal. The Huckleberry Hounds, I think that was phenomenal. The fact that we were able to have a chance at getting a 100-piece pop and just limited piece pops in general and not having to go to the con. So I think that is fantastic. For me, though, it's a 6 because there was no Star Wars, there was no sodas, there was no Freddy. I mean, right there, those are like the heart of what I collect. And the Marvel stuff was okay. I grabbed a Sensational Spider-Man, For DC, I grabbed the Kingdom Come Batman, but you know, those weren't. I felt like I was just kind of buying those just because I feel like I wanted to like pick something up from the con. It wasn't like I did get the clamshells, so I got the 3 clamshells on the way. I got them for an amazing price. I think those are going to be very valuable down the road. But Jester says, I think Fundays being a separate event didn't help them. I'd be curious to say, like, why do you think that? Why didn't it help Funko?
I think for what the reason I said, John, I think it builds into that weekend for me. It's always been, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it gives, and kind of what you said as well, it builds into the hype. It builds into the hype of SDCC, especially for Funko, because I think that is like their Super Bowl as far as I'm concerned. Like it's kind of where the year resets. I always look at Fundays as the year resetting, and now we're looking forward to NYCC and then everything through the year. And you know, it just felt weird. It felt weird for multiple reasons. And like I said, I think 1, because it was separate, and I think 2, because the lineup, you know, I heard a lot of people just kind of underwhelmed by the lineup this year. Not that it's, you know, I'm not saying it was horrible. I'm not saying it, and that's kind of why I'm saying 5. I'm not, you know, it's just kind of, it was middle of the road for me. I like what they did with the Huckleberries. I kind of wish I would have been able to get in on that. I kind of wish they would do some of that stuff a little bit more. But then, like, the rest of the limited stuff was not that. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a 5. Like, it was right in the middle of the road.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sherry, thank you so much for the kind words. She said PFO is great content. Keep up the work you do. I really appreciate that, Sherry. Thank you so much. Black Coffee says, who are you guys? I'm John, Slapshot Pops.
Oh, I'm Vince.
You know,
one part of the popping duo.
You know what? Where's the little name?
You're welcome.
There. See, they
right there.
They popped my name away. Now
so I like to. I guess if you guys are new here, I apologize. I do like to highlight and try to call out as many comments. So if you guys have anything you want to add to the conversation, please feel free to chat, question, comment, whatever you want to say. You know, drop it in there, and I'll be happy to include it into the conversation here if it works. Jester says all the limited pieces were there, and no Freddy or Franny's at the con. Well, all the limited pieces were not available just at the booth. There was quite a few limited pieces that were available online. In fact, the Batman and Robin blueprint pops were only available online due to a shipping error. So they did not have those at the booth. So from that perspective, I think that it was great for people who were at home. No Freddy or Franny, dude, I'm right there with you. Like, I think every major event that Funko throws, there should be a Freddy, Franny, and Proto the dog in some form or fashion. So I don't know what was going on there. And biddies don't count. I don't think that, like, somebody made a comment, said there was a, Fire Captain Franny and there was a little Mayor Freddy biddy. I don't really count those, even though we did pick them up. It's just Funko's bread and butter is Funko Pops, the Funko Pop figure. You should be showcasing as much quality with your Funko Pops as possible. So,
yeah.
All limited pieces should be there, in my opinion. If you go to the actual con, you should get something better. Yeah, I actually, so I don't know if you guys had a chance. So I've been thinking about something here. I think that Funko should have 2 separate catalogs moving forward, for the online catalog and then for the SDCC in-person catalog. I think it should be completely separate. So people who are going to San Diego Comic-Con get completely different stuff, and then us here at home also have an opportunity to get completely different stuff. I think it would just be exciting, and it would add hype to the event. So what do you guys think about that?
I think some, but I don't think all. I think there should be some that are shared, and I think the retailers like that as well too. They want a shared piece, at both places. I mean, I think there should be a good variety of stuff that is only available at the con. Yes, I think most of that should probably be limited pieces as well too. There might be some non-limited pieces, but even 9,500 is a lot to go through at a con. Like if they had 9,500 of something at the con only, those kind of things. I think that with them doing more of stuff like that, that's a great way of doing it. I think I like having both though. I wouldn't want to see everything only at the con. I think it, I don't need a con sticker unless it's a limited piece that you can only get at the con, I don't necessarily need a con sticker. Hey, if I get it or happen to get it, that's great, but it's not like a need for me.
Vince, I don't know if you heard that because you were in and out, but my suggestion moving forward is I think there should be 2 separate catalogs for SDCC and for NYCC. I think there should be different stuff online that you can't get if you go to the con, and I think there should be stuff that you can only get at the con you can't get online. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've kind of done that. I mean, they've kind of had the stuff that you can only get there. I mean, I'd be okay with it being more con only and make it even harder to get, because unfortunately, like you know, and Josh kind of said it too, like maybe we get more of the 9,500 pieces, and like that's the most that we're gonna get. Like maybe share it with you know, maybe share, you know, Thrilljoy is actually, you know, and I'm sorry I had to bring this up, but Thrilljoy, I kind of the way that they did it, like they had, like Jason sold out on, you know, on their site like pretty quickly the night before, for whatever reason they did it the night before, but you could get those pieces at Hot Topic. Honestly, I don't think that Funko should be that far off with that, and make it a little bit harder, make it to where we have to go into the store, put the rest of the stuff online. I don't know how much they're making. Like, I think we'll see, because I know that not all the SDCC exclusives have sold out. How long are they going to sit there? I don't think that there should be ever enough produced where they sit there for 6 months, or they're having to clearance them out for Black Friday. And I'm worried that that's going to happen again this year, that we're getting SDCC stuff clearance down on Black Friday. I just don't think, I think that's a bad look. So I think they should not produce as much, whether that means just bringing what you said, Jen, just do the stuff you can only get at the con, or if they're going to do share retailers, you know, again, I think it's got to be a little bit more exclusive. I think the catalog's got to be top notch. I think they got to put the effort that they've been putting in with the NFTs and some of the limited drops, because some of the limited drops have been super lazy, to be quite frank. But
can you believe that Cinderella sold out, or whatever that was? Yeah, it was Snow White. Snow White. Yeah, the Force Ghost Snow White, dude. Like anything limited, people want limited pieces, man. Like,
that's what they want. That's what collectors want, and that's where they got to go if they're going to keep the collectible. And I think what you just said is, if they're going to make it a collectible, I think that's what they have to do. Use your biddies for making your billions and do all that stuff. I think you could still have a really nice collectible that people feel like they need to still want to collect. And I think doing what they've done, I've liked what they've done. Maybe step it up just one notch, like what they're doing this month. And again, we'll talk about it, but you know, the Starkiller, like there's a top notch. Like, let's do something.
Well, here's the thing. In regards to the Starkiller, someone just said if Starkiller was San Diego Comic-Con, it would have gone over well. So Daft Punk, I actually don't know. Like, I don't know if Starkiller was 750 pieces limited to San Diego Comic-Con, of course it would have gone well. But if Starkiller was just a regular exclusive, I think it would still be up. Like, it's one of those characters. It's you know, it's not widely known about. I think it might still be there. It might be like a Chrysanthemum situation. So anything with the super limited piece, of course. Now the Sonic character is different. Chaos, I think if they would have done because what's the Chaos coming up? What's the limited piece for that? Like
I didn't see the number on that one.
We'll pull it up in a minute. But you know, they didn't have a Sonic, or no, they did. They had the Buccaneer Shadow, and I'm pretty sure that's still available. So I don't know if the Sonic hype is as strong as it used to be, just because they've been doing.
Chaos is only 1,200.
1,200. So if it was 1,200 at the con, sure, it would have been a banger, you know, a banger sellout. But if it would have just been a regular exclusive, it might still be up next to Buccaneer Shadow there. There's a lot of good questions here. Let me see. So Sid Nation says, do you guys think Funko prioritized the more limited Huckleberry Hound mystery pieces for those who bought the $650 bundle? No, not at all. Because
I don't think so either.
I know 2 people who got bundles, and they both got 2,000 piece blue Huckleberry Hounds. And then I also know that people in our group chats, some people got 1 Huckleberry Hound, and they pulled the 100 pieces. So
I've seen the same thing happen. So yeah.
And I think it's good to do it like that as well too. Like, they shouldn't know. I wish they were sealed in some way, like shrink wrapped or something. I know they missed out on the boxes due to some other kind of error, the mystery box cart they were going to get. But even that, like if they weren't sealed, I think that's one thing if they're going to do any kind of mystery like that, they have to have a seal on them, similar to they do with the hard stacks already, but have that sealed around whatever's covering that mystery piece out of it.
Yeah, Starkiller 750 pieces. I'm excited for it. It drops next week, not this week. Next week. So it's gonna be tough. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it either, Dave. I'm gonna try, but we'll see. Couple other interesting comments here. I don't want to go too far in the weeds. I will say this really quick, Vince. You mentioned the Thrilljoy Jason selling out, and a lot of people have been coming at us saying, "Oh, Thrilljoy sold out of this, sold out of that." Thrilljoy auctioned off their own San Diego Comic-Con exclusives the night the con started. Of course, everything sold out on the website for $20. They auctioned everything off, and it went for hundreds of dollars. So, they manipulated their own market. So,
I don't think so, Don. I think it sold. They only sold one of whatever they were going to do. The reason why it sells out is similar to why stuff sometimes sells out on the Funko shop is that they're shared with retailers. So Jason's a great example of one that was shared with Hot Topic. I went to my Hot Topic today. I could have got another Jason if I wanted to get.
That's exactly
Jason.
What I was going to say, Josh.
Yeah, they're all
So it's sold out online for Hot Topic, but then they have to deliver them to the stores, and they're getting sporadic things. Like today, they got Superman in. I was able to grab Superman. I was able to grab another Chucky. I already pulled the Jason Chase, so I didn't go after a Jason. So they're partnering with a smart retailer, which like Hot Topic, because they do both online and in-person sales, and they do a good job of marketing individual stores a lot of times as well too.
Well, they're making you go to the store. They're not putting them online. They're making you go to the store.
Well, they were online the night that the drop happened. All of us got
right,
online
but
with Hot Cash for 50% off. I scored.
That was crazy. But I mean, but if you missed out on that, you have to go to the, I think that's the way that Funko has to kind of get back to.
Yeah. I think I'm surprised that Funko drops as many of their retailer shared ones on the site when SDCC drops. I remember in the past, it wasn't like that. It was a lot fewer. I know they're trying to get more sales for them through that. But in the past, it was like, all that stuff would sell out really quick because there would only be maybe a couple hundred on the site, like 800 on the site or 1,500 on the site or whatever like that, where then the retailers would have the rest, and you have to go into a Hot Topic or have to go into a Box Lunch and be the first person to get their 8 they got in their store that day, if you wanted one in your store. And those kind of things, I think that's what drives people. I haven't seen that with a con in a while. I haven't seen any of that in a retail store for a con in a while. It was like that, I remember, when people used to be in lines in the morning when a con drop happened, because they would be in line trying to go in the Funko shop, but they want to be in line for the piece that's dropping in the store as well, too. So, I mean, they got to bring that kind of hype a little bit back, not just to their shop and to their site, but also to their key retail partner, not something like a Walmart or something like that. I think key retail partners in like Hot Topic, Box Lunch, maybe a Barnes and Noble, maybe whatever other, maybe Chalice in their stores, those kind of things as well too. So I think that's a way to go for them.
So Randy's got a 500 piece Huckleberry, and he's got one on the way. So congratulations, Randy. That's an epic pull, man.
Randy.
Great.
My bad. Sorry about that. What just happened?
Oh, my internet crashed again.
No, sorry. I was clicking Pop Stop's comment. Judging by how the other events went, maybe Funko should have had Fundays at SDCC. Yeah, I heard the other 2 events were about as horrible as it gets. So I feel bad for everybody who spent money on those 2 events.
Oh, really? That's
Apparently at the Rocky Moto event, they oversold the tickets. There was a glitch on the website, so there was people standing outside who couldn't get in, even though they had a ticket, because the venue was packed. And then I just heard the Thrilljoy one was absolutely awful, so I'm glad that we didn't go to that. Ben's in the house. What's up, BS Pops? I really wanted the Gizmo, but had to settle for a Chucky. Not overly interested in the others. Nice. What's up, Digging Dat? Yeah, Pops Up put out a video. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's on my watch list. He actually went to Fundays, and then he went to both of the other events at San Diego Comic-Con as well. So he has firsthand experience to share with everybody. And he's a great fan. Yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed yet to Pops Up,
events are hard at these things, and especially how many tickets they're selling. Like, I know they want to sell as many as they can, and I know Rocky Moto, they also moved venues. Like, they were at a smaller venue, and then when that happened, they moved venues, and they, I guess, still didn't have enough room or the big enough venue. But I think with both of those companies' first-time events, it's hard to do a first-time event, especially if you don't have event people on your team. I don't know how event oriented their teams are, because they're smaller teams. So who knows? You don't have a logistics person that might be that person only. And maybe in the future they will, or whatever they're doing as smaller companies. But I think with that is, it's hard because you're trying to throw an event for a big group of people. 1,000 people is a lot of people, or over 1,000 people, or whatever that you're at. That's a lot of people for
those companies. You can literally hire third-party people to come in and plan your event. And you just tell them what you want. If you want food, if you want to sit down, stand up, if you want entertainment, so the fact that neither of these two other companies, I'm actually really surprised from the approach of Rocky Moto, because Mike Becker's been doing Fundays for how long? But no, I don't really give the two companies a pass. They charged people for an experience. They weren't ready. They weren't prepared. It didn't go well. And if Fundays didn't go well, people will be pointing the gun right at Fundays and be like, hey, that sucked. That was, look at 2023 Fundays. There's still people that bring that up. Companies like this, they need to be able to put on events, especially when you're only doing it once a year. And they're charging people hundreds of dollars to go. Colin says, if you were to pick a series to have a limited edition pop release for, what would it be? Well, I'm pretty excited because we're getting that new Star Wars pop, and that's gonna be pretty limited. So, but I know Josh would probably want to see. Actually, I don't know what you would want to see, Josh, as a limited. If you could pick a pop to be a limited edition release right now.
I mean, something they haven't made forever. I would love to see another Gravity Falls pop up, and they haven't made those forever. Stuff like that. I'd like to see things they don't make all the time, or also or just a remold of something. That's a key as well too. I know. I think they did really well with the ones they're doing for this month. I think they moved almost into a higher bracket for this month. If you look at what's coming up, I think for the step up of exclusives available, I'm still surprised Snow White sold out even after a day. Truthfully, even though
people love those. If there's that opportunity to flip them, they're going to do it. And I would actually agree with what Susan just said. It would be Looney Tunes for me too.
Oh, Looney Tunes.
We haven't got a nice, that's not NFT. We haven't had a limited Looney Tunes, and we got a nice amount of Looney Tunes that are limited piece, but nothing since the NFT stuff. So that's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him go outside the box a little bit on giving us unique characters. Because I feel like we're getting a lot of remolds, and again, or recolorings, or doing that kind of thing. So I'd like to see some unique stuff over this next year or two. But
I mean,
we got some good stuff coming too, though. There's some good stuff still.
Yeah. Daff says Funko needs to stop playing it safe. They want to bring back hype for cons. Some of the molds they've been making for NFTs, limited and regular store exclusives, have been fire. And that's very true. I mean, we've seen some really cool stuff that they've done as regular common releases. So I don't know why the catalog, because I feel like if I'm Funko, I want to get together. I'm sure they have a team, right? Where it's just or I would hope they would have a team that are specifically in charge of managing con releases and con exclusives. And I mean, I would want to bring out your big guns, the best of the best of the best. Now, the other thing I wanted to circle around that kind of ties into this was a message that we got a couple times in our DMs and very frequently in some comments with Funko's San Diego Comic-Con catalog being a failure if they don't sell out everything in the weekend. And If you guys saw my video, great. If not, it's okay. Basically, I don't consider a launch of any company a failure because we don't know how much they made of their exclusives, just like most other companies that aren't dropping limited pieces. But I do kind of like what you said in the beginning, Vince, about, you know, if you're clearancing stuff out on Black Friday from your summer releases, then that's kind of a problem. But just because stuff didn't sell out right away, I mean, if you go back to, I can't remember.
That sold out everything, and we've never seen a con that sold out everything. I can't name one. I mean, I remember seeing stuff from New York Comic Con 2 years after it was there. You know, like there's stuff that will sit on the website, and like you said, we don't know how many they made. They could have made 60,000 of those, or they could have made 15,000 of those. I think the best thing they're doing is moving to more and more limited pieces, even if it costs a little bit more, to know that everything's a 9,500 piece or a 5,000 piece or a 7,500 piece or a 2010 piece. Whatever they're doing, that I think that's the move they are making for collectors. There's a collector versus their retail heavy stuff. And if you want to do cons as collectors, they need to move a lot more to this limited number pieces, whatever they're going to do. I mean, that's if you want to do it as a collectible. Most of the stuff at other booths are limited, you know, like a lot more stuff is limited at any of the other booths that are other retailers and things like that. And that drives hype. If you want hype, you have to have limited. If you don't know how many there are, and it's unlimited, there's no hype around. I can get it 2 weeks from now on their site for $15.
Yeah, I think, you know, sometimes for the SDC catalogs or really any of the cons, you're sometimes going to get those niche characters. So they're going to sit longer. I mean, and I think that it is okay, but I think it is an issue if they're still sitting 3 months after the con. Then, you know, you're assuming that it's something special. It's something that's limited, something harder to get. And yeah, if they're sitting there for 3, 4, 5, 6 months and longer, yeah, then you either made too much, and you know, it kind of obviously it affects the value, affects the, you know, perception of that. And you know, I think you just gotta.
I also think that we're in a tough spot too, because people, I definitely know there's a percentage of people that are expecting the sales, so they're not buying anything because they're just like, oh, I'll get it for 25% off, 50% off. So Funko is losing those day one sales. And I mean, you could make that argument for a lot of companies now, just because a lot of companies, like, you know, they're putting out a lot of stuff, and if you don't feel that stuff is warranted of a day one pickup or a day 4 or 7 or a day 30 pickup, you're going to wait for a sale. And I think Funko, we've seen consistent sales over the last 2 years where I bet you there's a lot of people who liked some of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, but they're like, you know what? I'll grab it in November. I'll grab it in December if it's still there. And if it's not still there, like, they'll probably be able to get it for close to retail on the secondary market, depending on which item it is. Obviously, the limited pieces, you're not going to be able to get, you know, for a second, you know, for retail and stuff like that. But if you're just trying to get like Buccaneer Shadow shared sticker, you know, after it sells out on the Funko shop, I'm sure you'll be able to still get it for like, you know, $10, $16, you know, at most. So Colin says new sodas in general would be amazing, but there's still a chance Funko doesn't want to make them as much anymore. Excuse me. So we know from the SKUs that Funko has already put into production that more sodas are coming. We just don't know when. It's a product that they've redesigned, so they're going to be bringing them back. How often and how many piece counts, chases, because like with this new style of sodas, there was none with chases. So I'm excited, and I'm hoping that because we didn't see any sodas at San Diego Comic-Con, maybe we won't see any sodas at New York Comic-Con, that they are in the pipeline because they're doing the redesigned full can wrap and new plant or factory where they're producing them, and hopefully they'll have chases.
I mean, I think a good thing, one, is we've seen competition breeds better things with companies. And that's what you can say about looking at things like Thrilljoy or Rocky Motor or U2s or whatever else is a collectible out there. It breeds like competition then makes Funko step up their game to another level. And hey, even could be a copycat of them. Wouldn't it be great to see a soda with an ultra or super chase that we've always talked about, having those 96 or 24 piece chases hidden in there? I mean, they've kind of already stepped up with these Huckleberry Hound limited mystery ones, right? You got 100 piece, and the highest is only 2,000, and you only had 5,000 total of these. I mean, imagine a soda like that. And you know what? They might say, okay, well, if we're going to do that and do a 2,000 piece Kaiju Proto like they had, right? But we're going to throw in a chase and then a super chase. They might have to charge $25 for it, or instead of 15 or something like that, which, I mean, are you willing to pay that? That is the question with any of the more limited pieces. Are you willing to pay for a chance at something even better or even higher, like having those mixed in? So, I mean, you could see something like that. I mean, companies decide to copy each other or do what works for the other company after it, and they can pivot to the right direction and make it work. They make it work. I mean, Thrilljoy did that themselves, right? They tried to do something really different. Brian Mariotti tried to do something really different. It really didn't work. He went back to the drawing board of doing something very similar as what he already did. But he also
basically, I commend them for changing their product to make it more desirable. I still think they kind of look like Happy Meal toys, so that's why I'm not really into their products. But they basically just copied the concept of a pop with the piece count on the front, or, you know, where the exclusive sticker is going to be. You got your box with the window and the figure and everything. And then they just took the blind packaging concept of mystery minis, sodas, and, you know, combined it with that.
So, Brian did.
Sounds like a great idea, honestly.
Yeah, I understand why everybody was excited to, you know, rip Thrilljoys over the last couple of days on Whatnot and doing all and going to the store, like, because there's people love blind packaging and everything. So, you know, I think that's why. And I think Thrilljoy got lucky too, because they're coming in this time where sodas took a pause. And yeah, it's fun to rip stuff open and to have the blind packaging, especially when you can get something limited. Yeah, of course.
Which, you know, that statement is kind of crazy because, like, why was you know, listen, if they're able to churn, you know, I don't know what the timeline was for Thrilljoy to turn the production on for these smaller figures and the blind packaging. I don't know if they had that right from the get-go. It was just something that they've had in develop. Because I don't think it was either. Like, why are we getting this? Like, I just don't understand why Funko had this. I don't understand why we have the pause with the sodas with people. You know, and maybe we're overvaluing our community of people and us in general. We've always, like, we've been huge proponents of sodas right from the very, very beginning of sodas. So maybe we're not a good test sample subject over here, but like it's mind-boggling to me because the amount of feedback that we've gotten with the Thrilljoy stuff, just because of the chance of the chase, and I don't think that the figures look like Happy Meal toys. I actually think the figures look pretty darn good for the most part. Not all of them. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I think the same thing for the sodas. Not all sodas look good, in my opinion. I don't have any Marvel sodas, in my opinion, and in my collection because I don't like the way that they translated. But, you know, do I love sodas? Do I want to see sodas back? I am perplexed why we got this pause and why they let off the gas with that stuff, because they allowed a Thrilljoy to fill the vacuum, because that's why, you know, it's why you see us open them. It's not because we're not doing it for the views. We're doing it because I actually enjoy that kind of product, and I like what they have, and I won't go as crazy as I did with sodas. When sodas come back, I'm in. I'm all in.
I mean,
they better have faces, though.
That's why we always like soda. That's how we want to get the chase. We want to finish the set. We want to get the rest of the collection. We don't want to, like, you can just go buy it on a shelf. It's a lot different, right? But when you can't just buy it on a shelf and you have to, like, if you don't want to pay $60 to $80 for a chase, just like kind of like early days of sodas, right? $60, $80 was pretty much any chase out there. When you looked at early days of soda, you if you wanted to just open a soda and pull it and be like, wow, I got this $60, $80 thing. I don't have to go buy it now, or I got the perfect pull. I completed it. I think like that's what I enjoy about hunting. You know, that's why I enjoy blind box opening. That's why we enjoy mystery boxes, right? Like the chance of getting something. That's why I enjoy opening NFTs. That's what, you know, I know Vince opens sports cards. I mean, the idea of sports cards are even like bigger. There's like,
but degenerate. I love
Pokemon
all that
cards
stuff.
right now are huge. Everybody's trying to get booster.
Are you going this weekend?
Vince? Yeah, actually, we're leaving tomorrow for Chicago. So if anybody's going, we'll see you guys there.
Yeah, and that's okay, Alex. Like, it's not, you know, some people have been fans of sodas, and some people collected only sodas, which I think Brian brought up. With the Thrilljoy stuff, I'm concerned for the longevity, because I see a lot of people going really heavy into it, and I'm just worried, like, is there a lot of people who are collecting these because they're excited to rip them, and not like they're more excited for the blind packaging and trying to get that chase than do they actually care about the figure and care about the character or the IP that it's coming from?
But you could say the same thing about soda, and look, soda stopped. Like, I quite honestly, like, it's kind of annoying because like we're heavy, we're all still heavy invested in the soda stuff. I'm complete with my ad icons, complete with Masters of the Universe, complete with many other things. Disney almost 100% complete. And then for them to just stop, and now we're gonna have a redesign. The cans are gonna look different. Like, some of that stuff, it's a little off-putting as a collector. So, and I understand what you're saying. Like, I love it for the IP, and it's always been that way. Like like I said before, I like Rocky Moto. I like what they're doing. The IPs so far have not hit my collecting fandom. Once they hit my fandom, will I buy some of that? I will, because there are certain lines, certain characters that I will cross the barrier and buy multiple things because I'd like to collect that way. I know you're a little bit different. I think that's completely fine, but I think it scratches two itches with Thrilljoy. It gives you that chance of the chase. I mean, we open them every week here. Like, we open sodas every single week, and the love that we have.
I mean, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they kind of slid in at a perfect time.
They did, and you know, and shame on Funko for opening that door up, really.
And they're losing the money there. But I just think that the reason I'm being cautious, and I've said this right from the get-go, last year at New York Comic-Con, when after New York Comic-Con they had pallets and pallets and pallets of leftover stock because they couldn't sell it. It's just, before you can go heavy or into any company, like, I think you really need to give them at least 12 months to see how they're going to perform. You know, HobbyDB has not picked up Thrilljoy yet. They're not tracking values, and they are.
Jen, are you saying for value? Are you saying before you like go into, like, are you talking just to collect, or are you talking for value? Like, when you're saying
I'm talking both, because people have already tried to sell us their Thrilljoy collection or part of their Thrilljoy collection, and we're like, well, there's no aftermarket value yet that's consistent. And unfortunately, a lot of people are equating the values of these Thrilljoy figures to Funko figures, to other things that have been in existence for a while. Like, for instance, I saw somebody pull a 24-piece, I don't remember what character it was, Thrilljoy, right? And they were super excited, whatever. They pulled it on camera, and they were like, and people wanted to buy it. And they were like, you know, and they were looking up previous values of other 24-piece Freddy Funko Pops, and they were comparing the prices there. And I was like, dude, just auction it, and just, you know, you have to let the market have a chance to be the market. And I think
you're seeing that though with eBay. You're seeing the eBay.
No, you'll see it with eBay.
Thrilljoy with the eBay sales. If you go on HobbyDB, you can search, just type in Thrilljoy, and you can see Thrilljoy in there. You just have to make sure you click off Funko if
they have it up already. Because a week ago they didn't have Thrilljoy on.
They've had Thrilljoy for a while on there, but they're updating, it looks like, some of the stuff. Now, not everything. I mean, they don't update everything with Funko, but I have seen some of the more limited pieces, especially. I think where you're going to see sales is things like eBay. You're gonna be able to test the waters with that. You're going to see some stuff on there. The key is after the hype is gone, a month or two from now, is sales there, or people will be like, oh man, I missed that boardwalk bash piece that I really wanted. I wanted that blue Leonardo, just the regular 1,000-piece one, the blue Leonardo. I have to have that for my collection. I want to pay $80 for it, or am I willing to only pay $50 for it? And or how many people have them on the market? I think the hard thing is the 24-piece one. People have them so high at this point, at the early on. I mean, even 24 Freddy's at the beginning weren't that high. You know, like you can't go and say, I
have a lot of those
super
limited ones because of that.
Yeah,
but
I think,
but it let the market came and built it over time.
Well,
that's the values to either go up and down based on demand. When people come in and they're like, hey, I have a product with a super low piece count on the front, and I'm setting the price at, you know, $5,000 or something, like, you know, it's just going to sit there, or it's going to take somebody to purchase that, and not just one sale, because then that one sale, if there's other sales for, you know, if somebody buys it at 5,000 and then you got all these other sales for like $400, then you have one skewed outlier sale from somebody who just didn't really understand what the product was, or they were willing to pay that. Like, you can sell anything. Like, you could, I mean, I got this bottle of lotion right here. Like, you could literally sell this. I could be like, hey, $50, you know? And if somebody buys it, somebody buys it. But at the same time, like, an average of consistent sales tells you what the values are. And I see, especially over the last week, like, people buying a lot of the same figure, and they're trying to get that chase. It's the same thing we said with sodas. And that's why we were upset with the sodas going up in price, because at $12, you could justify buying a lot and trying to get that chase. But then when they were $18-20, it's like, you know, am I going to really buy 7, 8, 9, 10 of that soda to try to get that 2,000 piece item? I get it. People are trying to get that 24 piece, that 48 piece. I completely understand. And if you want to go after it, go after it. It's just, you got to let the market, you got to start that thing at $1. You got to put it on eBay. You got to put it on whatnot, and you got to see consistent sales so you can get a true value of it. You can't just be like, this pop I have is $800. This is like 3 times as limited, so boom, 2,400.
I mean, if it sells, you can do that. But I think what you're saying right now, John, is actually a very good discussion. You know, it's right now, when you just have a release like this, you got those FOMO sales, you got those high sales that are out the gate, that kind of thing. And where's the market going to settle? Where, like a Thrilljoy, or really any of these new companies, or any designer toy company, like, it's built over years of sales and years of patterns and that kind of thing. So I think what you're saying, you know, going heavy into something, if you just enjoy the collectible and you're not super concerned about the back end, and you're buying the stuff at retail, like, I think that it's great. Go as heavy as you want, because really, if you enjoy it, like I did with the sodas, like, I'm not really worried if the values go up or down on the sodas, because, like, that's something that I've built over years and enjoy that collection. Now, do you want your collectibles to hold value? Absolutely. And only time will tell when you get these new companies in there. But I think because of the way that they came on to the scene, Brian was part of Funko. So I think that all of those had to step up on everybody else. Will it hold the test of time, though? You know, I don't know that either. I'm personally not going to buy the chases for $300-400, because I see that that's what they're selling for right now, which is, you know, in some north, and I'm not even talking like the super, I see those are even going for more expensive. Would I invest that kind of money right now? For me, I wouldn't, because I'm more on the leery side as well, to see what is the value actually going to hold at. I'll sit back and wait on that, but will I enjoy the product? Will I try to get those chases? Will I do that kind of thing? I will, and I'll keep going with stuff that I enjoy collecting from them.
That's the whole point. If you like it and you enjoy it, then you have no problem with it. It's just unfortunate.
Or going heavy monetarily wise.
I think there's a lot of other factors that are kind of coming into our community again. Like, you see the rise of Labubus, you see how hot Pokemon is. Sports cards has experienced another boom. So there's been a lot more conversations about the value and secondary market than I feel like we've seen a year ago, and like even 2 years ago. So that's why I caution people, like, you know, if you want to go heavy because you like it, then go heavy. But these people that are just going heavy for the sake of, like, I want to get on the hype, I want to be one of the first people in the door for this company, like, you just got to be careful. Like, if you're investing because you think you're going to double or, you know, triple or 5x your money, you know, maybe you will be able to right now, but you got to see like consistent flow of new people come into these figures for there to be consistently high sales for the foreseeable future. And there's something that I am also equally concerned about when, especially when it comes to Thrilljoy, because what did we see after New York Comic Con? Everything plummeted because of how poorly they performed with their shipping and everything. So we could be seeing a similar thing happen with just the hype and total collapse of a lot of people were already pissed off about how their event went. And I'm really sorry to hear that. And because it's not fair to collectors and everything, and people definitely deserve better. So if this is going to be a company or a collectible, like I like Funko because it's been consistent. I don't, you know, obviously every company has their ups and downs, but I don't like the ups and downs of like the super hype and then the super low and then the super positive, super negative. Like I like my companies to be consistent.
I think, though, if you think about it, Funko Pops are only 15 years old. So Funko Pops really are a young collectible compared to many more collectibles. I mean, you collect Lego. How many years ago that goes back? You collect, you know, if you collect Hot Wheels, how many years ago that goes back? All those different things. There's pieces and parts. Funko actually, and like comics, if you think about how old comics are and how crazy, you know, I'm sure at San Diego Comic-Con, people saw a couple $1 million comics that are there, you know, and things like that. But one of the things I would say for like something like Thrilljoy, one of the things I will always stress to people, and I always stress this with sodas too, is finding the deal to get these things that you want to pull a chase on. Everything I unboxed on what was it, Monday's video or Tuesday's video, my Thrilljoy video, I got for 50% off because I had hot cash build up from other things I bought over time. Or today I went to Hot Topic, I had a 25% off coupon. And then also I found a Scott Pilgrim one at Box Lunch that was mismarked for $12.90 instead of $19.90. Yeah, so I picked up I mean, you just have to be smart when you're buying stuff in multiples. Now, did I buy some of the things that were from the Boardwalk Bash that were sealed on Whatnot and tried my chance at a 24 piece of that one? Sure, I did with a couple, but I watched the person's stream for a while. I actually saw 24 pieces being pulled. I didn't question the character of this person, like not selling. I know them as a Whatnot seller and stuff like that. That's the whole reason they went there. They kept everything sealed. And I think that was the smartest thing. If you want to resell that stuff, keep it sealed. After it's open, I saw deals on eBay. They started at 500. Well, I got an offer for, I favored it. I got an offer for 450. Oh, about 12 hours later, I got an offer for $4. Oh, 350. You know, they're willing to part with it because they just wanted their money back from it. They didn't know, they didn't keep it. It's not something maybe they collect. It's not something they're going to keep. They went to the event. They got their stuff. They're just trying to make their money back and a little more from their party or event, you know, and like had it whatever time with people and had a chance of getting something like that. They pulled a 24, maybe they sold it, you know, for $1,000 or something on the side. But I think figuring that out where you want to place and finding deals for things and buys, and don't always go for like, oh, I see it for $40. I'm going to have to grab it for $40 because it's $40 on someone else's website, the retail website. Well, if you know they're dropping in all these other places, I mean, Chalice has dropped stuff now for retail, $19.90 or whatever. You know, other places have too. I think Whatnot has helped with their hype, though, because of opening them online. It's just like cards. People love to watch themselves win. You know, we're all excited to have other people watch us win or have a chance at winning, but not just in your home by yourself, but with other people watching and excited for you or those kind of things. So I think that has helped them a lot during this like last con and stuff. But overall, I mean, like I said, find the deals. Like keep an eye out on the stuff for Hot Topic. Keep the eye out on coupon. Check out your local store. Check out online. See if you can find something. Those kind of things. See if you can find deals on eBay. Some people just want to. They pulled it. They paid $20. They pulled it. Hey, if I can make $50 off it, I want to get rid of it. Make $50. I can make $20 extra after fees off of it. You know, some people will just want to get rid of it as soon as they can get rid of it.
So there's a couple other comments here really quick that I wanted to highlight. So Dave says, John, you do a vid showing the value of the past San Diego Comic-Con pops and if they retain their initial values. And in most cases, they hadn't. They went down in value. And that is true. For the most part, over the last few years, we've seen most of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, unless they're limited or unless they're a character that people really wanted, they went down in value. And that goes right along with what we've been saying for all these years, that Funko needs to make less, curb the demand. You do have some outliers here and there of stuff that has retained a lot of value, but I also need to structure that video differently because I don't think people realize too that even though I harp on the highest initial sales, for the most part, a lot of the pops are going up from their $15 starting up retail value. What the thing is, obviously I do the big arrow on the cover and it's, clickbaity and stuff. It's because, yes, showing an item that was initially selling for $180 and is now a year later only selling for like 60 or 70. Well, that's a pretty significant loss. But there's different perspective there. If you look at it the other way, from where Funko sold it at their initial price point, something that was $15 and is now worth 60, 70, 80. Well, that's a significant increase. So I do have to structure those videos differently because a lot of people have been confused. People are thinking that Funko, or I don't know if there's just newer people in the community who are just understanding cons for the first time. When I'm looking at those values, that is purely aftermarket, secondary market sales, not, oh, Funko sold this item for $200 at the booth and now it's only worth 60. So, there's multiple perspectives there.
So I will say,
yeah,
one of the things I wanted to say with it'll be interesting in like future, if you do these videos in the future now, John, you have to think about all these new price points too, like all the limited things, like all the price point. But a great example, if you go look at the stuff from WonderCon, the Dungeon and Dragons pop was like 40 or so bucks, and I don't remember anyone trying to buy it. I think I got 4 of them for $50. Like I was like, oh, I'll put a little more than retail. Sure. It's $100 right now. It's selling for $100. There's the She-Ra, even the faceted She-Ra that no one thought, it's $90 now. So
that's a good point, because that was a rough pop. No shade to anybody who has it or anybody who enjoys it. I don't particularly enjoy the faceted pops. I just don't think they look too great. But the other quick point too, Dave, to make just to piggyback on that, your comment regarding those videos, the whole point of those videos is not to show that like, hey, like look how far down the values came. It's to show you guys, if you wait, you'll get a better deal. A lot of people get caught up in the FOMO and the hype. And that's where I'm concerned right now, because I see all these people getting really caught up in the FOMO and the hype. And that's why I don't like what Thrilljoy is doing, because they are specifically and deliberately giving into it as a company selling on the secondary market. So they're falsely advertising the perceived or misperceived value of their own item to their own customers. And I just caution people, because I think you're going to be able to get a lot of these pieces for reasonable prices. But then you have people who are going to be going out and paying a lot now, and they're going to be hoping that the items are worth double, triple, quadruple later on, when they're likely not. So if you wait and you don't pay now, and then this goes for most stuff, if you wait, you're going to get a better deal. You'll save some money. If you give into the FOMO, you're going to, potentially lose some money. Yeah, the faceted was a little lame, and then they did it again with the Barbie. So I don't know why they keep doing that type of variant, but I have heard that, Brian. I have heard that, and that's why I like.
He got one from me actually.
Oh, he did. Oh, nice.
Brian, I gave one to Brian. I sold one to him for a really good, pretty much what I paid for it. And got it to him, and I was surprised how well it actually looked in person. When you got it in person, it looked a lot better than claimed. And I will say, we see that a lot of times. Like I say, some of the NFTs look okay, they look cool, and but when they come in person, they look so much better than the glams. Yeah. Like I've seen so many that have done that. Don't trust the glams always.
Black Coffee, no. Funko does not deliberately flip their own product on secondary platforms. Oh, Gus coming in as a channel member for 10 months. There we go, Gus. Thank you so much. But let's talk about, speaking of limited pieces, let me pull up the Starkiller here so we can quickly talk about that. There seems to be some confusion regarding this particular pop and how you can actually get it, because this is our first time getting a limited piece of a Star Wars pop on Funko's website. So this pop is going to be dropping next Friday, August 8th, on Funko's website. You're going to need to use some rewards points. I don't think they have released. Do we know how many points?
I don't see on the site.
I have
Usually on
not
the
seen
site
that as
they
of
post.
yet.
I'm on the site and I don't see how many points they haven't put. They just said one item per household. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, well, this is going to be 750 pieces. They did a regular version that was May the 4th GameStop exclusive this year of Starkiller. If you guys don't know who Starkiller is, he is Darth Vader's secret apprentice that he had. It technically is canon now because if you guys saw Andor Season 1 in Luthen's apartment, high-rise apartment, he had Starkiller's helmet in the background. So technically Starkiller is now canon, which is pretty cool. For a while, he only existed in Legends, which is essentially comics and other Star Wars media that supplement more stories in the Star Wars universe. But this is the first time we're getting him with his helmet, and I think it looks fantastic. I'm so excited for this. He does, yeah. He is very powerful, almost too powerful.
I mean, it's a 750 piece Star Wars pop. It's going to go pretty crazy.
It's going to go fast.
It could be a flocked Darth Vader, and it would go crazy. So
yeah, it would go super quick. So Dr. John says he thinks he saw 2,000 points for what you're going to have to spend to get this early, and that's another thing I wanted to clear up. Right. That's about right. You think?
Yeah, I think from what they've done in the past for those small, I forget what was Superman was the most recent one, right? The Superman, so probably very similar to that. I would think the comic cover.
Deadpool Cthulhu is the same, right?
Yeah, that was 750 pieces. Yeah,
and man, that went instantly. So chances are not great to get this, but that's good. I think that's good every once in a while.
Yeah, it's good. And I know that there's been a lot of questions surrounding this. So how it works, because we were only able to get one pop so far. You use your points and then you check out like normal. So
but you do it right on the site. You don't have to go to fan rewards separately and then go back to the site, do a code or anything. It's pretty simple.
And then I like how Funko is releasing their schedule for the month. I think we only have 3 though this month, right? So we kind of take a week off in between. This also is at the higher price point. I saw some people complaining that it's $50. This is just part, and this I think is just a lot of Star Wars collectors just not like hearing about the new tiered pricing system for the limited pieces. So this is their first time interacting with it, and a couple people messaged us and they were confused. They're like, "Why is this not $15? It's $50." Funko has a tiered system for their limited pieces, so the more limited items are a little bit more expensive, which I mean I'm fine with. Like if they can make more pops like this is crazy, so I'm all for it. I will gladly pay $50 and 2,000 points or whatever it's going to cost me. I don't think I'll get one, but I'm going to try. I know, are you guys going after this? I know
100%.
I mean, I'll try. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try. I mean, I feel miserably on Deadpool, so I'm not feeling great about it. But,
set your alarm reminders.
You can get lucky.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the click and the luck, and maybe try it on 2 devices at once. Who knows? I don't know. I hate to sometimes like Funko throws those weird errors and kicks you out and stuff like that. So, I mean, hey, it's probably not going to be as crazy as some of the others. So hopefully it works for everyone. But that's it's someone's going to complain. Someone's not going to be happy. It's going to be
that's normal. When you know things are good.
Yeah.
Oh, PopStop's going to go for this too. I think this is going to fly. This is going to be up for like 5 seconds, if that. And then
it's good they do the full month because you can decide what you want to use your points with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh man, Sith Nation. I hope you're able to get it as well. Oh, Gus says I'm going to try to get it and be honest, flip it to get the pops that I need. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are going to be doing too. I bet you this thing's
dirty rascal, Gus.
$200-$300 on the aftermarket. Hey, you know what? Good for Gus.
You should.
Good for Gus for admitting it. You know.
Hey.
I cleared my schedule for work to give me an hour of time where I'll be busy. Oh, there you go, Alex. Very nice. And then we have 2 other releases that they have teased. We've got 1200 piece Chaos, which I believe we've never gotten this character before.
No, we definitely have not. This is kind of cool.
Misa will not be going for this Star Wars pop. There we go. We got at least one person.
This should glow, though. This is missing out on a glow, like a translucent.
Yeah, this would have been a cool glow for sure. And then we got one other one from
anime.
Naruto.
We haven't had any anime yet from this.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't got a Naruto in a minute.
Is that a joke? I feel like we get Naruto every day.
No, I feel like we haven't got anything in a little bit.
I pull Naruto all the time.
Oh, we pull it all the time. Yeah, I mean, I got 200, 300 pops of Naruto at this point, but I don't remember getting an Itachi for a while.
Oh, Gus, I know. Tonight is brutal.
But
yeah, I mean, all 3 of these are going to sell out quick.
And we're seeing some other retailer ones popping up, more and more of like a 5,000 piece from Chalice or a 950 piece from Tari. I'm liking that. Like we're seeing more and more. Like they wouldn't even let retailers 4 years ago touch a exclusive Funko Pop unless they're willing to commit 36,000 of them or something like 30,000 of them. I remember talking to a couple people that were trying to do it for their company. They wouldn't let them touch it without getting 30,000 of them. So it's good to see that Funko's willing to work with some retailers on figuring out maybe with this new pricing system, what can make sense though too for them to still. They had to figure out the cost of making the molds, producing everything, limiting that production with stuff to be able to be like, okay, we got to raise this $5 more or $10 more or whatever for that number to make it work for us. To make it
Future Guy got the Chalice pop, dude. That's awesome, Future Guy. Congratulations.
You're one of like very few people that got it for sure.
Drop was crazy.
That was a crazy one.
The Itachi is cool, but he already has so many pops.
Wow. He does have a lot. I mean, he's got a lot of different ones.
But we saw that at the very first drop was the one people are like, oh, it's just metallic. And look what was it selling for in the aftermarket? Like right after
$600.
I'm curious about what it's going for now, like how it's settled down. The Ginya, right? The Ginya was like a metallic Ginya. I want to see if it's on what's on PVG right now because I'm curious of like how much it has. Like, is the hype gone? Like, are these hypes there for like 2 weeks? No, it's $230.
Yeah, I mean that's solid.
$230
for which one?
For the Ginya, and it has sales the last 7 days. $230. $200.
And that was a 1,500 piece. It wasn't like super crazy limited. I think it was like a 1,500 piece.
I still have one actually. I have one. I was able to get it. I was like, I want to try this out for $40. Yeah, it was one of the very first one. It was 1,200 piece.
Yeah, 1,200.
Yeah, 230. And people are like, oh, it's just metallic. It's another one of that pop. But you never know. People want them.
If people are paying, they're paying. We have just like what you were talking about with the shared retailer limited pieces. We got another cinema roll coming, 9,500 pieces. Wow. They're going all in on the Hello Kitty and Friends this year, which is
cinnamon roll. I mean, I feel cinnamon roll is like the only exclusive they're making.
It's the new Stitch.
I don't know if we're at Stitch level yet, but it's getting up there.
We're probably not there yet.
They got to slow down on these because we pick them all up for our niece. They got to slow down.
Cinnamon roll on surfboard coming soon.
Oh god, it works for Stitch, not for this one. There was another couple few, or did we just see like
my Melody one?
There was a tease for like which retailers were getting them, right?
It teased, but it's weird. I thought they used to be on the Funko site under that limited thing. They used to say the date. But I think all these dates have gotten so screwed up lately. I think they just kind of take them off because they've been all over the place, delayed. Because I think Toy Temple maybe was supposed to get one, and they had to delay it. So we've seen several of these that get these retail exclusives have to delay them because they're delayed. They're delayed in shipping over. They're delayed, held at the port. They're delayed, whatever. They came over and half of them are damaged. Who knows? I mean, we've seen that with NFTs. So you get all kind of stuff. But yeah, they had a couple. One we were all really surprised with. So Entertainment Earth, Hot Topic, I'm not surprised with. Those were all 9,500. But the one company that has a 1,200, I was really surprised with.
Yeah, very, very surprised. But I guess
those will probably all be auctioned off, I bet.
It'll be all auction.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe not. But
or they'll do something similar to get people on whatever. I don't know if they do eBay still or whatnot. I didn't know if they were still in business, to be honest. I really hadn't paid attention to them for probably at least a year, so I didn't even know they were still in business. But 1,200 piece, man, that's if they do that similar to what Chalice did, people were like not happy with Chalice over that. I think they said in the future they're probably just going to drop them on their website. Here you go.
That's what they should do. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I would love to see $7 a pop get it on this. And, they got the autograph Chase Elvira, but I think they could be another contender. I mean, obviously we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here with one of the names on here, but there's plenty of other people I think are.
Yeah, I think they're.
I mean, it's good that we've seen Toy Temple come up with one. We've seen Chalice come up with a couple.
Plastic Empire back in the day.
I mean, I could see Plastic Empire still.
That wasn't even that long ago. That was only 2 years ago for Plastic Empire. That wasn't even that far back in the day.
The Marty one was really interesting because it was supposed to be at a con and then it wasn't available, and then they sold it to, I think, Plastic Empire to release and figure it out. That Marty McFly plutonium thing. But I think more companies like those kind of companies would do it if they know they only have to buy 9,500 of them or 5,000 of them or whatever out of these. So I think doing it that way, a lot more of these companies might get involved. I think it's great when they also have.
I mean, at 1,200 pieces, I feel like we can have a PFO exclusive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll go all in on it. I'm sure that you have to also buy X amount of Funko sales in the year too. Like they want you to sell all their other products, so you better have bought a lot of stuff from them.
Oh yeah, Spider Cat. A couple of Spider Cats leaked on to the secondary market, so they slipped out from somewhere. But yeah, where's Spider Cat? I want that one so bad. Is that going to be a hot topic?
It's Spider Cat for whatever reason. I want that too.
It's so cute. It's flocked. It's amazing. Yeah, they're doing a good job with the limited pieces. Can you imagine if they did this for sodas too? If they dropped like an exclusive retailer limited soda, but like super limited, like do like 2,000 pieces, 3,000.
Would you pay for $40 for it? I think most people would, if they're soda collectors and they.
I would. I would, depending on the character. If it was a character I collect, yeah,
and it had a chase opportunity. Yeah.
Oh yeah, chase for sure. I really hope they do what you said earlier, Josh. With if they're waiting to bring back sodas for multiple layered chases, that would be.
I mean, why not? Why not just say, hey, we can do this too, Brian?
Yeah.
Like I feel like if they really want to compete, they could be like, hey, we can do this too. Why?
I feel like they should have been doing it all along.
Oh yeah. I mean, and who knows? Brian might have asked for that, and Funko,
for sure.
And whoever said, the board said, no, we don't. Like, yeah, nah, I don't know. It's not cost effective enough or something. But they also didn't have tier pricing. This is now a different realm where if you have this tier pricing, they could say, okay, all the regular sodas are this. But hey, we're doing a 2,000 piece limited soda. It's going to be $30 per soda. This is how we're going to drop it. Would people buy it? If it's a character everyone loves, sure.
Yeah.
If it's the missing character from a maybe Kiss, maybe everyone will want it, or Velma. You know,
Oh,
we
no,
Velma
they can't.
back.
If they're gonna bring it, if they're gonna bring back sodas differently now with the full can or full can art, right? And then they give us the other two Kiss members. I still see people being upset because they're gonna be like, oh, it's not exactly the same as the
Yeah, I'll
previous
be upset.
I mean, truthfully, the wrap is just a wrap. I mean, they could do whatever style they wanted. I think they just did the anime ones like anime stuff. I don't know if that's going to be the future style of them, because you could easily. I mean, it's a wrap. It doesn't matter. You can print whatever you want on it. It's going to be, you're going to pay the same for it.
Have a great night, Dr. John. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Brian, yeah, you're 100% correct. They did it twice. They did it with the Otto soda, if you guys remember that. Yep. And then they did it with the Three Caballeros Donald Duck. So, like, they had the potential to do it, and everybody loved it. And I don't know why. They just never leaned more into that concept. Yeah, the infamous missing Velma soda. There was also that Jelly Belly that was circulating around. And also, somebody sent me a picture. I'm so sorry. I don't remember who it was, but I did screenshot it. There was a prototype Catwoman soda given out at Fundays. So
we had an Emmett Brown prototype last year.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that we hadn't seen. Yeah,
I have a picture of the Catwoman somewhere, but somebody. Oh, here it is. Somebody was really excited, and I was happy for him. So this could be in the works as well. A little Catwoman soda, which would be great. Or unless it was just a proto from.
But like that kind of soda, even if they did Catwoman, they would need to do a pretty low number, like 5,000 at the most. Like, I think that kind of thing is like a lot of the sodas, they have to look at them, keeping them like that 6,000 maybe is the highest range where you have 1,000-piece chase, you know? Like, I think that for a lot of the sodas would help them take off again. 6,000 and under. Like, nothing goes
in the beginning, like all those.
Yeah, I mean, look at that way.
I think the biggest one we ever got was Iron Man, which is funny. Find me a sealed Iron Man anywhere. I haven't seen a sealed Iron Man in ages.
Actually, the most might have been Space Ghost, but
Space Ghost. No, but like early days.
Early days, yes.
Early day Iron Man was like.
And I'm pretty sure we all complained about that when they went to the 20,000.
Yeah. And then everybody. And then the Sanderson sisters was
the Sanderson, the Air Fluffy with a 55 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Based on I will say this: I changed my mind about the Fluffy soda issue because based on how few of them we saw in the aftermarket, I think that was actually more limited than the can suggested. So, I think that was actually an error on Funko's part, but an error that benefited the community instead of it being,
Yeah, and I feel like the Tapatio Man's the same way because I think Tapatio Man was 20,000 piece, and you can't find him anywhere.
No, he's probably actually 2,000 piece. I think I have the chase
for real.
Crazy.
Yeah, the Five Below special. I will give Funko credit. They're obviously reducing the number of items they're making because it's been a year and a half since we've heard about any stuff making it to the discount stores.
I've seen some sodas still at Five Below, but half.
But are they the same sodas? Are they the same sodas?
It's the same sodas we've seen. They're like on clearance. It's the ones they're not going to be able to get rid of. They made too many of, and they're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah. U2 says, was at Hot Topic yesterday and asked, why are there so many old Pops on display? She told me they bought a large warehouse that was full of old Pops, and that's why we're seeing them in stores. Well, anything good?
I've heard some like good stuff. Find some older Pops that were like, oh, okay, I haven't seen that in a while. So
maybe they'll maybe there's something in there that's worth a little bit more than
they don't know. They're going to sell it for retail. Yeah, they don't sell it.
You can use your hot cash too. You could get a crazy good deal.
Yeah. Always coupons, man. Order something to ship in store. Go pick it up. They always give you a 25% coupon to use another time too. Save yourself some money. Ship in store if you're near one. You're 2 hours away.
Continuing with the limited piece talk, there's a couple of people that were upset last week that we didn't talk about any any NFTs, but there was a lot going on. One of the busiest weeks of the year, at least for
not much going on with NFTs right now, though.
Yeah, like what are we expecting next?
I mean, we should get an announcement tomorrow. I'm guessing we haven't got an announcement, since Thundercats. I mean, there's
They would have
nothing.
one tomorrow.
And the only other thing going on is a Drop Arcade, which you go look at that. There's some movement on that a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I'm curious about what that'll end at. We still got 40 some days, I think, for that. So it's still over a month for that. But we should get an announcement tomorrow, I would think.
Because look at what we've gotten. Like, I feel like this is light. We've only gotten
it's been light this year, but I would say it hasn't been terrible though. It's been light, but I actually have liked a lot of the drops that happened this year in 2025.
So we got 27 drops last year, and we only have had 9 this year. So we're not even on pace to catch how much we did.
We're probably going to get close to half then.
I mean, in a way that's good, but I also feel like the NFTs are something that a lot of people really enjoy. They really like them.
I don't know if it's like them cutting back, them pacing it out, what they're doing with it. I was really surprised we didn't get another drop this past month after Thundercats. But I think also maybe they're trying to see how spending habits are with the drops and things like that. Several of those drops too. 3 of them were Funko only exclusives for this year. We had April Fools, we had the Fun of May Series 2, and we had the other the Dark Valentine one, which is like, I don't consider that a real drop of how it went. It's not like it doesn't show purchase kind of power on that drop, because if you didn't have reward points, you're screwed with that one. But the other ones, I think we've had a good variety. I think we're still up for some of these ones that we saw some pops come out. We saw some pops come out for Supernatural. There was always the talk about there might be a Supernatural drop. There probably another Disney drop around the Disneyland anniversary, I think, that they've hinted at one time, those kind of things. I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to tell them to move the drops to Thursday so we can talk about it in PFO instead of hearing about it the next day. But I think they're missing out if they. I don't think one drop a month is. I don't know if they'll cut it for them. Like, because there's going to be ones people skip. They're going to be like, I don't like this. There's going to be ones that everyone goes for something with. Like, I usually try a pack or two with something, even if it's not like totally in my wheelhouse, just to try a pack or two. But I think a lot of people need to. I don't know if one drop a month is going to cut it. I mean, they're only a little above that right now. They're what, like 2? What do we had? What's before the Valentine one, John? Scroll down a little bit.
The Valentine one? That was
what's before that one? So we only have one drop before that, Adventure Time, which are a first drop that has the new numbers on it, which we're yet to see. And then scroll up, and we only have Thundercats after Marvel. So we're already at pace of only a little over one a month.
Yeah, I think there should be 2 a month, except for I don't think there should
maybe
be
except for this month. Maybe except with
except for
SDCC and NYCC.
July and October, no NFTs, twice a month. Because, like you said, Josh, like there might not be ones that people collect. People might skip here and there. So I just think it's a nice, different thing that Funko still does, and it still adds excitement to the hobby. Whether you rip packs or you buy them on the secondary market, or you just wait till they come out in hand to buy them, I just think that we need as many limited pieces, and the molds, they're all unique molds for the most part. We've had a couple that were, reused, but for the most part, they're all new molds, and they're highly detailed, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think with them too, you still have a good amount of aftermarket going on with them, which is another. I mean, really, everyone have moved mostly away from wax. Everyone is buying on their marketplace, which they're making a good little percentage off of every sale in their marketplace. So for them, it's smarter to have some other drops, even if they're smaller drops, because you're going to have marketplace sales. So that one legendary that someone gets could change hands 2 or 3 times, maybe before it even gets to the person that gets it at the end. You never know. Like it could, like other things are happening with that marketplace. I saw someone ask a question about like, is it smart to get the protectors or only with the grails? I would say only get them with the grails if you want to pay the $8. I wouldn't think most of the legendaries are worth getting a stack on, a $8 stack on top of it. Shipping has been really good. I know Vince has had good shipping lately. I have had good shipping. I think the biggest complaint for people I've seen in Discord is they're waiting for a lot of things to ship right now. They're very delayed on a few.
They've had a long.
People are getting frustrated with it. I get it. To me, I'm not frustrated with it because it's QA, QC, quality control. They want to make sure they're getting good products to you in your hand, and everyone get their product at the same time. So it also doesn't create that weird bubble of like, I didn't get my stuff, but John got his stuff, and John can sell his stuff now for $300 because no one else has it, but John and Vince and I want it now, but we're waiting for our stuff, but we don't know when it's going to come. They have to wait for everything to be there to deliver everyone's orders, I think. And also most cost-effective way too for them. But, people get mad. I don't think they talk about it as much. Announcements, it's kind of hidden in Discord. Sometimes it's maybe one post about it. They almost need like a shipping status on their site, like where things are at and if things are delayed, like what they kind of maybe expect, like Q2, Q4, it's delayed too. And like one place you go to for all the drops, like where the drops that haven't been shipped yet, where they're at and their shipping status. I think that would help a lot of people find out what's going on.
And it would just give people peace of mind too, like just knowing that it's in the works, or
I mean, and they're open and honest, pretty open and upfront about it. And I get they can't tell people a date. Like they finally told people Stranger Things and Funkoween just about a month ago, because they finally probably heard, hey, they're going to finally ship. They're going to be here. The factory's going to be ready with them. They're going to be here in August. We're going to go through them in September, get them in your hands kind of thing, So,
yeah. I mean, you can grab the hard stacks for a really good deal. So thankfully it's not as hard to get good protectors as it used to get. I mean, I would still strongly recommend Vince and Bree Pop and Duo protectors are definitely still where it's at. We have all of our pops and Pop and Duo protectors. We're getting a Pop and Duo hard stack at some point.
Probably not.
Probably not.
You know why? They're
too expensive, right?
No, it's not even expensive. You can get them cheap. It's storing them. Like, do you know what 1,000 hard stacks would look like? I do not want to have to store 1,000. And that's really the whole thing.
Your warehouse.
Like, you can get
warehouse fence.
Yeah, my warehouse is my basement, and I don't have any more room. We've got it filled with pops, so I'm gonna unfortunately have to leave it with the soft protectors. At least they fold down. I never get the almost never do I get the hard stacks with the NFT drops. And honestly, I've had no issues over the last 6 months or so. But I definitely want to put them on the legendaries, but the grails, I kind of understand that.
Yeah, their protectors are the best for sure. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get a nice NFT announcement. Got a couple of limited pieces to look forward to.
Yeah.
Since it was a little bit slower week for news, I figured we could end the stream a little bit early. I have a super early day tomorrow for work, so I got to get some sleep. But
tomorrow's a travel day for me, so yeah,
you guys got to travel and everything. But Josh, you want to kick us off and let everybody know what you have going on?
Yeah. So if you didn't check out, we did put a Thrilljoy video out earlier this week, but today we put out a huge pop unboxing video. So we unboxed our first charity items. So if you haven't checked out, we boxed our first charity items that have been sent to us, and we also unboxed 36 Plastic Empire mystery boxes, including one very huge grail, that mega grail, I would call it, in there. I think Vince would be excited to see this grail.
Oh, you son of a gun. I got to watch this video.
So now you got to watch the video. So we did that. We do have we have our SDCC stuff, including, I was able to pick up a couple things online and through their shop, but a couple of things also I wanted from the con. I think 3 main things we all kind of wanted from the con. So if you got a good deal on them, that's the way to go, but we got some stuff to unbox from the con. And then, next Saturday we're doing soda auction. So if you want to come out, if you're speaking of sodas, if you have the itch for a soda, we'll have lots of cool stuff for the sodas, and we'll probably do some surprise sets there with the sodas and do some fun things. And then also the following week coming up, look at the auctions. We have anime coming up, and we have our charity auction coming up. Really appreciate everyone going over there, book the charity auction at least, but do the bookmarks for it. And a couple of people have already said they're sending stuff and sending out stuff, so I appreciate everyone that's been supportive of that for veterans. So really appreciate it.
Somebody reached out and wanted to send you guys stuff. So you guys have the PO box address, right?
We have I'll just tell them to send me a message, because I like to know what's coming in too, just so we know what's going on and what's coming in. So I'll send them all the details too. Like, here's how you need to address it. Because also, I don't get it then mixed with like, oh, this is our mystery box versus this is a person sending for charity versus whatever. And it sits there. So I have everything. So if they can send me a message either on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or send me email, josh@professorjosh.com. I'll give them all the details, and then I also connect with them. I just want to, we want to keep connected with everyone that supports and sends something over too.
And what's the date for the auction again?
Auction is the 29th, so Friday, August 29th, and we're trying to get everything in at least the week before. It's always good, I know.
Yeah.
If you can't get it in the week before, we understand, but we try to get in at least a week before. If not earlier, we can showcase a little bit. We try to showcase a lot of it on the channel, and then also that gives us time to prep and figure out if we want to do some mystery boxes. We're thinking about doing a couple unique things with some bigger pieces too that won't be on Whatnot. So some cool stuff that we're working on too. So, and hopefully we'll have some surprise guests and some other guests throughout the night on our live auction. So we're going to have some fun.
Nice. Yeah. Everybody, please do us a favor. Go bookmark that stream, because the bookmarks mean so much with the Whatnot algorithm. So yeah, helps us out a ton, and let's raise a bunch of money. That is only 4 weeks from tomorrow, so that's going to creep up on us very quickly.
I can't believe it's already August. Yeah,
it's August.
August is tomorrow.
Oof.
Oh man, Riley, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you had a terrible day, but hopefully things get better from here. Vince, what do you got coming up?
We got stuff coming up. Actually, we had an auction last week. Thank you everyone that showed up to that. We really appreciated hanging out with you guys, because we don't barely do it anymore. But that was fun. I actually had a good time during our auction on Tuesday. Everything shipped this morning. John, we don't have a ton. Honestly, me and Luca are going out to Chicago tomorrow to the National Card Show. If anybody sees us there, listen, nobody recognizes us at Funko events, so I'm sure nobody will recognize us over there. But if you see us, grab us. If you guys are going over there,
you guys wearing your shirts? You got shirt for the silverback?
Oh yeah, the big gorilla. Yeah, you got to wear the shirt.
You need shirts, man. Print them.
That would be tonight. A cool shirt. I would buy that shirt.
It will be a cool shirt. I had it kind of designed. When I started looking to get these made like Friday last week, and guess what? You can't turn around that fast. I thought I could do everything last minute. But guess what? You can't do that. So I'm not really prepped for that, but I do have some stickers. So if anybody sees me, grab me, because I think it is a cool logo. It's the best thing about that whole thing, honestly. But we'll have a blast this weekend. There's a soccer convention too that I know Luke is going to be looking forward to. So we're going to be doing that. We'll have some videos next week. One thing I have to for sure mention, I have to say happy birthday to my beautiful wife. Her birthday is on Sunday, this Sunday. If anybody wants to reach out and say happy birthday to her, feel free to do that. She has been the backbone of the channel for a very long time, since Gabby departed from the channel. So really, she's one of the biggest reasons we are still able to do what we're able to do. So I got to say a big, giant happy birthday to her coming up on Sunday.
That's amazing. Happy birthday.
And that's it. I mean, other than that, we got videos for next week. if we film them.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
will.
I appreciate you guys. Bookmarks help out a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody, make sure to go wish Bree happy birthday. It's tomorrow. Her birthday's tomorrow.
Sunday.
So if you guys next video that Pop and Duo drops, make sure to blow up the comments and write happy birthday, Bree. But big Lego drop tonight for all of our fellow Lego fans and collectors. They're dropping 115 new sets or something tonight. It's crazy. Well, technically for tomorrow, for August 1st. We won't be buying anything, but we will be celebrating in spirit. We will have videos on both channels coming up over the next few days. Just mentioned we'll have an auction tomorrow night, and just continuing the grind. This was a long week, so I appreciate all the support. San Diego Comic-Con was a roller coaster, but looking forward to New York Comic-Con, and hopefully Funko just keeps churning out some great stuff. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy. We still got some weeks of good weather and summer to take advantage of, because unfortunately tomorrow is August 1st, which means September is right around the corner, which means back to school. And then before you know it, it's going to get cold in most of the United States again. So thank you guys so much. Great viewership tonight. You guys are amazing. Next week, I believe we are on Professor Josh's channel, right?
Yeah.
Professor Josh. And please, last thing, if you remember anything, please go bookmark Professor Josh's charity show, August 29th. Let's go blow up those bookmarks. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. As always, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you all very soon.
Night, everyone.
Night, everyone.